Hey yo, it's Guido coming at you with Tactics Talk. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate your support of the channel. We have loaded into Fjords. I know, it's Fjords. My 1390, Tier 9, looks like a 2-tier battle right here. Scout Tank, a French Tier 9, moved up recently from Tier 8. On this Tactics Talk, let's talk about mistakes. Now this is a pretty good game. I end up with quite a bit of damage and kills. Let's talk about mistakes that limit further performance, mistakes that keep you from doing better. Now if you have a terrible game, that's probably pretty easy to find some mistakes. If you have a good game, the tendency for people is to believe they didn't make any, or that the mistakes were small enough that it didn't matter. And in the big picture it didn't. You end up winning, you had good damage, all that good stuff. But if you want to really break down your play and see where you make errors, look at some of your good games and find out where the small mistakes were that limited your top end performance. So let's talk about that on this one. Mistakes that limit you is what we'll call this. Mistakes that limit you. Now I'm going to come up here. I've been playing a lot of scouts lately. And Fjords, don't get triggered, I know it's Fjords, is one of those that has actually some pretty decent scouting spots. They're a little tricky to use because they're pretty close. So if you do any kind of firing or if people start moving up, those spots can often be compromised. There's lots of rocks, lots of trees and bushes still left, but again, this is kind of a small little area here in the D, 4, 5, 6 area, C row or C column, C row, sorry. So one of the bushes I've been using quite a bit is this one right here, which is a little bit forward and exposed, meaning that if you get seen, you're in big trouble. But if you can get there before they can, which typically you can, especially if you spawn in the front edge of the spawn circle, you can do a lot of good work on spotting. Now, is the spotting terribly useful on this map? Perhaps not. You can see that a bunch of them got across. I didn't dare shoot at them. There's nobody else up here to shoot at them. But there is 3 arty, which was in my mind on this game. So maybe the arty can do a little softening up of these guys. Also, you can sometimes get TDs or something behind you back here who can support as well and get some of those shots. Again, not the most spectacular spotting map, but you can get some things done. You'll see that some of their smaller tanks have dove in there and are tearing up the T-54 lightweight. I did consider diving down there and helping him pretty immediately, but I figured I'd probably waste my tank doing so. We might survive it, but we'd both be wrecked. Now they got a T-54 lightweight raging over there to help as well. Our lightweight seems to be doing some pretty good work actually, and the tanks down in the town are keeping them, at least for the moment, from driving down, although there he goes, he dives in and kills them off. So they've expended quite a few hit points to get down that one tank right there. And the other thing about this bush is as you spot them, they get spotted and then they're worried, all right, where is that scout? If you're a good arty player, you might pop one into this bush right here, especially with the faster reload if you don't have any other shots. Now let's talk about mistakes right off the bat. I will end up taking a shot at this T-44. I'm not necessarily going to say this was a mistake here. He was moving forward, and I knew I did need to move away from this bush. What I didn't want him to do is get to that rock that he's going for and be so close that when I did move, he was going to get an easy shot. So I figured now was the time. We'll take a shot and make a run for it. End up bouncing, and then I actually get a hit and a pen on the move. So there you go, an example of RNG. You'll notice that I've immediately reloaded. I took 2 shots and I'm going to go right to a reload. I hit C. For those of you that don't know, if you press C, you save whatever shots you have in the clip and just reload a full clip. I don't go further down right here because I don't want the RU to know I'm here right now. So if I get too close, I'll get proxy lit. So I actually got a little closer than I wanted to. I'll back up. Why? Because I'm waiting for my reload. My intention is to dive down here now that these guys are hurt. I feel like I can take out 2 of these scouts right here. Come down on the RU. Since he doesn't know I'm there, I'm able to sneak attack him and we'll come in. So I've got 3 shots left and this T-54 lightweight is probably going to come at me. Let's see how I deal with this. Okay, I have full hit points, haven't taken any shots. Okay, so because I took kind of a rush shot right there, I'm down to only 2 shots. Back up. Because I auto-aim, I end up bouncing one. And I get a little bit lucky staying with the auto-aim, and I'm able to pin that top plate because it was flat plated a little bit as he was backing up on that hill. So I've taken a hit here that I probably didn't need to take with a little bit carefuler aim. But not bad. So we'll count that as a semi-bad move that I've given away some hit points I maybe didn't need to give away. I get a reload going, and now I don't want to pop up here and let this Object 430 version 2 know I'm here yet. I start moving before I'm completely reloaded so that about the time, and it looked like I was just a little early, I come up and get spotted, I can start shooting this guy. Now he sees me trying to get away, and we get rid of him. So I'll force a reload, and you'll notice that I've gone to the gold now. Kind of a critical phase of the battle here. Now remember, I am shooting the gold right now. Watch what I do with this. Oops. Okay, so the T-44 sees me, takes a shot and hits me. I should have known he was there. He was on the mini-map. He's the guy I shot at earlier. I should have gone looking for him first instead of pushing up and over right here. So that cost me another hit. Now, instead of diving down right, back over there, and using the hold down spot, I'm rushing for this rock, at which point I remember I've got a Schwartz and a VK on my side, and now I realize I'm making a very bad move. So I have to come across here. Now I'm going to have to put this rock between me and the 100 and the Schwartz, but I'm going to be seen by the T-44, who hits me again. I auto-aim, bounce, oh boy. Now I'm aiming careful, but that cost me another hit, my engine, and I'm able to put him down. And there goes my gold on the T-44, trying to get rid of him. I did protect myself from these two. I got lucky that the Arty did not decide to take me on, but I lost a bunch of hit points, so now I'm down to 142. So these are mistakes that will limit you. Better idea would have been to get back into that little ditch right there and just work on him from there. Maybe get a little help from the M4190 GF and preserve some of my hit points. A little bit more careful movement would have helped me do that. Now I know the 100.01 is over here, and I'm definitely a one-shot to virtually everything. I'll be honest, I don't know what spotted me right there. Might have been the 100.1. Just putting his commander's hatch up and over just enough to see me. And now I'm going to move around. So that guy just got hit. I have a full clip. I should be able to take him out. And watch what I do here. Trying to be careful, but lots of angle. That's the hole. That's not going to do anything. Again, the hole, not going to do anything. Miss. His turret even starts to more angle, and I bounce everything. So had I gone in behind him, I could have clipped that guy out on that clip. As it was, I wasted an entire clip. The WZ is getting torn up, and now I've got to wait for reload. GF's running over on the Schwartz. So that's a time where a mistake is going to limit me. I could have had that 100.01 out of the game. I could have been reloading and either going for the Arty or helping with the Schwartz. This time I finally understand my mistake, and I'm going to come in there and make sure he goes away. But the first shot's going to be rushed. So now I'm careful. All right, I got to hit this guy. He cannot be allowed to turn around and hit me. So I would already be onto other tanks shooting away. So things are still close. I'm going to head back this way. You'll note that I have not pressed C. So that's a mistake. The good news for me on this mistake is it's not going to cost me because I don't end up seeing a tank until later. But had there been a tank there to shoot, I'd have realized I only had one shell. Then I forced a reload right there. So if I had not made a bunch of those mistakes, I'd probably already be around looking for their Arty. I'd probably have another 300 or 400 hit points left. And we might even be a few more tanks ahead based on me being able to get around and get some more shots out. GF jumps on the cap. Not my favorite idea right there. KV-4 is coming back. They are still pretty heavy as compared to us. They've got two T-34s. I'm going to end up finding both of them right here and get very lucky that he misses. That would have erased me. Now I realize I've got to get back here and get the Arty. I'm just hoping that that will happen. I don't get smacked by it. So again, lucky, but What do you do with your luck? Let's find out. Oh, there they both are. And unfortunately, they're not ready quite yet to blat me. 2 shells left. Well, oh boy. So again, being being not careful enough. He missed. Woo! Using that light tank circling ability. Now I'm being careful this time. Let's make sure we get this. Again, a rushed shot has cost me another reload to get rid of this guy. And had I done that correctly, I'd already been into this T-34 and hitting him. As it stands, he still has the possibility of killing those guys down there. Okay, rush shot into the back. And there you go. Potentially another mistake made there. I could have hit reload. I may have had to waited a few more potatoes to take those shots, but I'd had 4 shots in the clip. And there goes the T-34. So this ends up being a pretty good game. I'll show you the stats afterwards. Ends up with 7 kills, a couple opportunities, and I'm not saying any of those mistakes were massive. A couple of them were pretty bad, especially the face-to-face with the T-44 instead of doing that a little smarter. But when you start to add all the mistakes that you make up, you can tell that it limits the further performance of your game. You try to remove as many of those mistakes as possible, and you can even learn from some of your very best games. I hope this helps. We will catch you later.